in a derelict house in Francis Road, in the middle of David's redevelopment area. The council had just started moving people out. I saw this front door standing ajar and I pushed it open. I don't know why. I suppose I thought there might be something bad inside. And there he was.
Come in. Welcome to the war.
Basuto Road. Those sour, stale words. You look up from your work, and there they are along the files. Or you're going down some other path in your mind altogether, and suddenly they're coming towards you, and before you know what you're doing, you've turned across the street to avoid them. Why? What could they say that hasn't been said?
Basuto Road? In Francis Road, to be precise.
After all, the Basuto Road scheme included our very successful redevelopment of Colin and Sheila. We should have had awards for our work on them. We should have had bronze plaques to put up.
Welcome to the war? What war?
No, I mean that. Jane used to say that when she opened the front door in Francis Road, she didn't recognize him for a moment. He seemed taller. His eyes were fully open. He was alive. And I say good for him.
And he's living there? He's got himself a flat on David's site?
It's a squat.
A squat?
The council have started clearing the houses. As the tenants move out, so the squatters move in.
And I wouldn't have recognized Sheila when she heard the news. All of a sudden, she was... Well, yes. She was alive, and I said good for her.
What sort of squatters?
I don't know, young people.
Colin hates young people.
Or rather tired, old young people, so far as I could see.
He hates old people. He hates everyone.
They've got electricity and water and one or two bits of furniture. It's not too bad.
I don't care if it is too bad. I hope it's terrible. I hope he's infested with lice.
No, if we still had offices, I'd put up photographs of Colin and Sheila in reception, the sort architectural photographers take through ultraviolet filters, dreamlike white, sunlit shapes towering against black skies full of summer clouds. Perhaps Sheila would be the low-rise part of the development, but Colin would be towering.
He's gone mad. What does he think he's doing?
Organising a campaign against the scheme.
Organising a campaign? How can he organise a campaign? He can't even organise his own children.
Well, he's organised all this lot out of their sleeping bags.
He's never lifted a finger for them.
He's got them all painting posters.
Can't organise himself.
They were all smoking animatedly.
A twilight area. That's what Colin and Sheila were when we started work on them. They were like Basuto Road, full of hidden sewers and geological faults. We got them stood up in the sunshine. They fell down again later, of course, the way some buildings of the period did, but that wasn't the design, that was defective materials. No, seriously, we helped them. We did them some good. Haven't done all that much good in this world, it seems, but I did give Colin and Sheila a purpose in life. In fact, I gave them two. I gave them one each.
You don't know what he's like. He's hopeless. He can't do his job properly. They'll be ringing up again. I know they will. He'll be sacked. He's been sacked before.
He won't be this time, Sheila. He's resigned.
I knew it. I knew he would, sooner or later. What are we going to live on? Has he forgotten he's got a family to support?
Sheila, love, don't worry. Don't get upset. You can always rely on us. You know that.
You don't understand what he's like. He comes here and smiles, and you think he's someone like you, but he's not. He's evil. All he can do is pull down and destroy. He hates you. You don't understand what that is, someone hating you. He's going to pull you down and destroy your scheme. I know he is. He's destroyed me, and now he's going to destroy you. I don't count. I'm nothing in his eyes, but he's used me to get at you, and that's what I will never forgive myself.
She kept coming back to that all evening, that and the money. That and the money, and how she couldn't go on staying with us, now she'd let us down like this, and how she couldn't afford to live anywhere, now there was no money. We didn't get her to bed until about 1 o'clock. Then we sat up talking to each other. It was the only time we were ever alone together.
She's still in a great state.
Was that all right saying she could work full time? I thought it might make her worry less about the money.
It's funny, though, isn't it? You're supporting Colin's family so that he's free to destroy your livelihood.
Not much you can do, really.
Isn't there?
Well, is it? I don't think the housing committee are going to pay much attention to some wretched squatter. Is he all right down there?
Having the time of his life, so far as I could see.
Is there anything we can do for him, do you think?
Do you mean help him?
Oh, helping Sheila. We don't want to take sides.
David, sides have been taken. Colin's taken them. Whatever side we're on, he's on the opposite one.
Still a friend.
No, he's not. He's an enemy.
Look, he may have decided he hates us. I don't know, but we don't have to hate him back.
Sheila's right. You don't understand what it is being hated. You think everyone else in the world is like yourself. I suppose that's what Colin said about me.
Be no good if I went to see him. What do you think?
It's not a virtue, David. It's a sort of moral blindness.
Or if you went back?
I'm not going anywhere near him. I feel the same as Sheila. I hope he starves. I hope he's eaten by rats.
They all took it so personally. Even Jane. The blood rose to her cheeks, her eyes sparkled. The Basuto Wars had started. My wars, of course. But I still felt like a bemused, neutral observer. I didn't understand Colin's feelings. But then I never understood anything about him from the first moment I'd met him. I didn't think he was driven by jealousy or bitterness that we'd broken up his marriage. I really thought he was against the scheme because he was against the scheme. Why shouldn't he be against it? Why shouldn't he try to stop it? It's a free country. Anyway, there was nothing he could do. Well, that's how it seemed to me. That's how it seemed to me then, I suppose. Where had we got to by that stage? We finished the outline proposals in July. That must have been April. Well, early days.
May, at the beginning of May. I'd wake soon after 5 each morning. When it started to get light, because of course there were no curtains at the window. I'd feel the slippery nylon of the sleeping bag around me. The narrow canvas of the camp bed. And I'd remember where I was. I'd look around the room. One suitcase of clean clothes. A single wooden chair. A few books on the shelf in the corner. Nothing else. Bare boards, bare walls. And I'd feel a lightness. A physical lightness. I'd laugh sometimes for sheer physical pleasure. Though there were times when I wept. That was for the children. For their nagging colds and their endless coughs. For the feel of them sitting in my lap, wrapped in eiderdowns, with hot, muddled, aching heads leaning against my chest. All was ill. But if you're a nurse like Sheila, somebody has to be a patient, and that would make me think of David, and I'd laugh again. Sooner or later, he'd be coming to see me, full of concern. Concerned about Sheila, of course, even more concerned about me. Perhaps just a little bit concerned about his scheme. He'd look all hurt and puzzled. He'd want to know why I'd done it. What could I say? Public spirit? Jealousy? Pique? I didn't know why I'd done it. Perhaps just to see the look on his face when he came to ask me. But I was wrong about that.
Your mail.
Jane.
It's all right, I'm not staying.
I thought it would be David.
I was passing the door.
Does David know you're here?
No.
A clandestine meeting.
Why did you do it, Colin?
Why did I do it? I should have guessed it'd be you. David looks concerned. You're the one who has to run around and be concerned.
Why did you marry her?
Why did I marry her?
It was a cruel thing to do.
Leaflets?
What?
Do you want to help fold some leaflets?
You won't stop it. You know that. You won't have any effect at all.
How are the children?
Your children.